Can we agree that business is full of complicated steps, right? And there's a lot of aspects that makes a business work. Now, to grow a successful business is actually pretty straightforward and simple, right? It's pretty consistent no matter where you go. There's certain things you need to do to make a business grow into the 7 figures and beyond. But to actually do it, to execute the business, there's a lot of steps involved. Now, this video, I want to talk about one aspect that I believe from a numbers perspective is the most important aspect of growing a business, and that is understanding what makes a business capable of growing to the 7 figures or not, right? Because not all businesses can actually grow into 7 or 8 figures and beyond. So we got to talk about it. We'll talk on separate videos, things like understanding your market, being able to pick out memes and so forth. But this particular one is focused on numbers. I hope you're patient enough to go through this, because I swear to you, this is the most important thing that will make sure your business will actually become successful or not. Before we delve deep into it, a little bit about my credentials. My name is Brian. I grew into multi-millions through a crypto mining business, but it wasn't always that easy for me. I've been hustling since I was a teenager. I've had bad mentors on the way up. I've had challenges. I've been homeless before in Indonesia, in a country where there's no welfare payments. But fortunately, through all that hustling, I did manage to get into the 6 figures. I crashed momentarily, and then in 2022, we built a crypto mining business that grew into 7 figures and beyond in just about 18 months. Okay, so that's a little bit about my story. I've got screenshots on the screen to verify all of that. Okay, now back into the numbers side of things. So what makes a business successful is literally money in versus money out. That's literally the core of it, right? You need money coming in more than what's going out so you can pay your employees, you can pay the rent, you can pay everything. Okay? Despite what all these other people will say on the internet, really the only things that matter are something called customer acquisition costs, so CAC, and lifetime value of a customer, right? That's pretty much it. How much does it cost you to get one customer to pay you money, to start buying stuff from you? And how much can you extract from that customer for as long as that customer stays buying at your business? If this figure is more than this figure, you've made money, you've grown a business to become profitable. That's simple. Okay, now of course, we're gonna dive deep into that and break down the numbers a lot more detailed than that, okay? But a lot of people are misconstrued. I had a friend that was like, oh yeah, I wanna sell bottled sambal products and because I think it tastes good and I love the product. And I'm like, yeah, but a good product doesn't make a good business. A good business has several good products, but one good product does not necessarily make a good business, right? That customer acquisition cost versus lifetime value equation is what will determine whether you can grow into the 7 figures, 8 figures, or whatever it is, okay? The more you can extract from a customer and the less you can cost you to acquire that customer, the bigger your profit margin. The bigger your profit margin, the more people you can hire, the more you can put into product development and research, the more you can grow. It's that simple. Okay, now let's talk actual facts. On the customer acquisition side, it depends on where you're operating that determines how expensive it is to acquire a customer, right? I've been growing in Indonesia, so I understand the Indonesia numbers very, very well. In Indonesia, it cost me around about $30 to get one customer to buy from me to the level where I can grow a multiple 7-figure business, okay? It cost me $30 plus minus to get one new customer. In the English markets, and I'm talking in Australia, in United States, in any one of those countries, expect to pay 10 times or more. And it's pretty straightforward the reason why, because it's all about who's willing to pay more to acquire more customers. When you understand that people in, let's say Australia, which is where I'm at right now, people here get paid roughly 10 times more in salary and wages than an Indonesian does, then expect the cost of living to be roughly 10 times more, you know? So because of that, expect the cost of ads and everything else to be about 10 times more. So in markets like Australia, Singapore, US, etc., anything that speaks English, expect to pay a good $300, $400 per customer that buys from you. Which means that if you can't profit, I don't mean revenue, I mean if you can't profit more than $300, you're not gonna make it. That's the truth of it. As disheartening as that is, it is the truth, okay? And so your goal is before you start launching your business, you already know how you're gonna extract at least $300 in profit, okay? So how do you extract more than $300? There's 2 ways. Either you get repeat orders from that same customer on say a subscription package or something like that. So you're collecting monthly or every now and then money that accumulates to more than $300. That's one way. Or the other way is you sell a big product where the profit is easily more than $300. Okay, so let's talk about how we do this. We're talking LTV, lifetime value here. Ignore for now how you're gonna get them to buy. We'll talk about that in a different video, okay? For now, let's just purely talk on the numbers. If you sold a $1,000 product and the cost of that product is $500 that you have to pay to the supplier, to here and there, blah, blah, blah. So your gross extra profit, right? Which is your profit after paying the suppliers and paying for everything needed to get that $1,000 $3,000 thing to the customer, right, is $500. Well, you can afford to pay $300 and still profit $200, okay? Does that make sense? And if that's what you're doing, then you can very easily scale that into thousands of customers. Thousands of customers at $200 each. 1,000 is $200,000. 2,000 customers is $400,000, and so forth and so forth. Okay, so that's one way, and that means you're basically looking at what can I sell that's costing $1,000, $2,000, $3,000, and so forth. In Indonesia, we're selling crypto mining related services, and the average order value for us is about $3,000. So that's how we were able to build a 7-figure business, is because it's costing us $30 to get a new customer. Meanwhile, the average customer that spends with us will spend about $3,000. Pretty simple math, right? The other way is subscription based, okay? So gym memberships, supplements that are bought monthly on an auto billing and auto sending schedule, anything where the customer pays regularly. Let's talk McDonald's as an example. And I'm only picking this as a name that everybody would recognize. It's not the real figures, and I hope I'm not breaking any laws by mentioning them. But anyways, let's say that the average person, if we talk about most of the world, a good 80-90% of them know of McDonald's, right? It's pretty famous. Let's say that the average customer that goes to McDonald's, they spend a good, call it $20 a month from the time when they start eating it for the first time to the time that they basically die. And let's say from that $20 a month, McDonald's makes $5, 25% profit margin. Okay, that's fair, right? So that means one customer that spends at McDonald's $5 profit to McDonald's every single month, right, adds up to about $60 per year, sorry. $5 times 12 months is 60, right? $60 per year times, let's say they started eating it from when they were eating Happy Meals at the age of 5 to the time where they're basically close to dead at 75. So that's 70 years times $60 excluding inflation, right? $60 times 70, that's $4,300, right? And for $4,300 in profit, is McDonald's willing to pay $100 to acquire this customer? $1,000 to acquire this customer? The answer is they should be, yes. Now, I gave very fictive answers there, like numbers that I came out of my ass, right? The reality is McDonald's makes a lot more than that, okay, through various means. But that's a quick example of how you can see that if you're able to get customers on a subscription, right, even though at the beginning you're out of pocket, over the course of 2 years, 4 years, or however long that customer spends with you, you can extract way more than what you spent to acquire that customer. And that's the other way that you're going to make your business grow into the 7 figures. Now, that said, you don't have to be exclusive to one or the other. You can do both, okay? So you can start off with a membership at $20 a month or a subscription of a certain product at $20 a month. So, you know, Dollar Shave Club type stuff, right? You could do that. And on top of that, you could also have other products in your ecosystem of products that are $500, $400, $1,000, $2,000. And not every customer that does a subscription will go here. Not every person that buys this will go here. But by combining these things, you start growing your business to multiple 7 figures and beyond. Okay? That, I genuinely believe, is a critical part of running a business that becomes successful or not. You must have it. And then, of course, once you have those products ready, now it's talking about what campaigns can we put in to make these products sell well. But that's pretty much it. That's all you got to consider, right? At this stage. We will start talking about more complex or more detailed marketing strategies and so forth. So that's pretty much it for this particular video. We've gone over time, I think. But if you appreciated the content you got out of this video, then check out the other videos on this channel while you're at it. Share this video, like, comment, blah, blah, blah. Subscribe to the channel. So we'll see you guys in the next video. Till then, take care, and here's to success.